MEDO is 'n organisasie wat uitdagings en geleenthede omskep en sodoende 'n verskil maak. By my in die ateljee is Judi Sandrock, mede-stigter van MEDO, om ons meer van hulle werk te vertel. Hallo Judi. Judi, MEDO, take us through the acronym and where did this all start?
Thank you very much. Yes, MEDO is an acronym for the Meta Economic Development Organization. We started in 2008 and we've been running economic development programs ever since.
The reason why we got you onto the show was the fact that you make a very big difference in the lives of girls specifically. Take us through this program that you take these girls through. I know the big thing is the satellite that you're going to launch. Tell us about this private satellite and then through these phases.
Most certainly, yes. What we need to do is we really need to encourage a lot more young women to enter STEM careers. STEM is another acronym for science, technology, engineering and mathematics. And yes, what we've done is we've purchased Africa's first privately owned satellite, which will be launched in the first quarter next year. And what we're doing is we've handed over the experiments for these satellites to be built by high school learners, young women in high school. We've got a very staged approach, process.
And you brought a little,
yes,
you brought
right.
a little
Stage,
back. What's this all about?
Stage one is what everybody gets in a one-day workshop, which is called Space Prep. And in Space Prep, one gets a number of components, a number of electronic components, which we call MEDO.TECH. And these have actually all been designed and manufactured in South Africa. So they are components that very easily click together with connectors. And yes, and so what happens is that the young women sit, they put together their little robots. Maybe I can do that myself here quickly as well.
A big thing about, also a big thing, and we had someone in the last show, was coding.
Absolutely.
You integrated that into this model.
Definitely,
okay.
Definitely, yes, because what we have is, here we have a CPU, and what happens is that the high school learners design their code, and it runs on Android, so they can do it on a smartphone. Yeah. And then what they do is that they load it to the CPU, so the instructions come through. So, and then what happens is one connects it to the power, and then after a while, the code that I put in, it'll start moving. So what I've done is I've only coded this one just to go around in a circle.
Yes.
So it's just running one of the wheels,
yes.
Which is fine.
Yes.
But the thing is, what I could do is I could get it to do, let's say, a figure 8 or a flower or draw a square or something like that, simply by the code that I put on the chip.
So this is phase one, and I'm sure the goals that you have on the program, yes, this is an ideal opportunity to identify girls with potential.
Absolutely.
And say we've identified these girls with potential, what happens next?
The next phase is what we call Space Trek.
Yeah.
And that is a week-long boot camp that we run during school holidays. And during those school holidays, they actually take these same components, but they'll use other sensors, and they'll start building their payloads for their satellites. Yeah. So let's say, for example, somebody wants to test what is the change in temperature with altitude. Yeah. Then they would put together their MEDO.TECH, and then they would code their chip to say, I want to measure temperature, and I want you to send me a signal via radio, maybe with Morse or otherwise digitally, however they want to do it, and then send that up with a high altitude weather balloon.
Yes. And how do the girls now go from the robot, after programming it, to the satellite?
Okay, absolutely. The experiments that they do on Space Trek with the high altitude weather balloons are absolutely key. Because the thing is that once you've built your payload or experiment for the satellite and it's been launched and it's in orbit, you can't retrieve it because it's not working. Yeah. And that's the same theory. That's why they're testing whatever they want to put in the satellite, they test with the high altitude weather balloons. Yes. And we've already built one of the experiments that's going to fly on the satellite next year, and we can accommodate 5.
So it seems to me that this is a part of the economy that government is probably not focused on enough. Do you think this is a part of the economy that could show incredible potential?
In the US, in China, Russia and India, the small format satellite industry is massive. Yeah. There's a huge private sector. Certainly our government is very, very interested We have got a national space agency, the Southern African National Space Agency, headed up by a very, very strong leadership team, Dr. Malinga and his team, and they are definitely forging ahead.
Yes.
So what they've done is that they have commissioned a number of satellites to be built, and so they are really generating this economy.
So it seems
We're
like
starting to go.
So small businesses could actually get involved in it.
Definitely, definitely.
MEDO is launching something big on Youth Day in Cape Town.
Absolutely,
Briefly
yes.
give us an idea what that's going to be about.
What we're doing on Youth Day is we are going to have a space prep workshop with all of our MEDO.TECH, and we're going to get 150 young women from high schools around Cape Town all into one venue. And we're going to have effectively what is a space-a-thon.
Wow.
We're going to have this massive workshop on the day. They're going to learn how to do different codes. And then we're going to have an experiment for the team who puts together the most interesting code for their rover.
Fantastic. Judi, we look forward to meeting you guys again when you're going to launch the satellite, and we'd love to chat to you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.